Hey everyone, this is Rasp with the Retro Football League. Wanting to share a tool that we utilize for blind drafting. This tool was created based off of the concept that Wabagon came up with in his video, Don't Draft Until You Watch This, Scouting Analytics for Draft Day Sports Pro Football 2022. I went ahead and linked this video in case you want to watch it. It's still very relevant for 2023. Not sure what's changing in 24 at this point, so uh, as it changes, we'll evolve the sheet to match the 24 release. Um, so essentially, it's a Google Sheet that you paste in your draft information in, and based off of that, you can then weigh your positions, your uh, projections, um, player attributes like strength, intelligence, etc. And then it would bubble up to which players that you should be looking at. So without any further ado, I will go ahead and start it. So the first thing is I went ahead and have a link below to the Google Sheet. So simply copy this into your browser. Once you do this, click on Make a Copy. After you make a copy, you'll notice there's some instructions. So you could follow the step-by-step instructions, which is fairly easy. But I'm going to go ahead and step you through it. So the first thing we need to do is we need to get some data from the game. So to do that, you open up your Draft Day Sports game, select your team, and in this case, I'm going to go ahead and select Atlanta. Once you have your team selected, go to your Scout Draft. You can do this before the scouting has occurred, and then you can do it again after the scouting has occurred. You just delete what you pasted in, but it's better to do it after scouting is done because then you have your interviews and your scouts, etc. So essentially what you're going to do is you're going to hit the copy. Simple to that. Then we're going to switch back to our Google Sheet. Go to paste here. Go to click in your cell A1, right click, and click on paste. You'll notice up here there'll be a little blue bar that will go through because it's calculating everything that you need. So based on that, now all your draftees are here from your scouting reports. And if you remember, this should work for both words and grades. So I've made it so if you paste it in the RFL we use description words for scout, so acceptable, average, etc. Based off of this, you'll also have the letter grading, which essentially works the same way. On your data sheet, we have placed basically a number scale for it, each of those to help sort them out. So once you paste it there, you go back to your scouting analytics and you'll see that it's based it all in here. Now, normally with this, you have a grade, and if you sort by clicking on the column here, and you want to sort Z to A, that way your highest numbers come on top, you'll notice that you'll see your projections. You have undrafted, round 3 and 4. So essentially what this is doing is because you don't know what the ratings are, it has to rate it against the draft class that it knows about how great it is compared to the other players within that position, etc. So we've introduced a weighted grade. So if you sort by the weighted grade at this point, it will sort by default. And what it will do by default is it's going to go ahead and add projections and weigh those more than the other one. So if you have a player that's top 10, that's decent or average, it's most likely going to be better than the player that's rated as good, that's in round 1, etc. However, this is where you then can go through, because if that's all you need, it's done. But in addition to that, you now have the ability to click on your weights. And the weights, this is where we've placed in how much weight we give each of the projections. But in addition to that, let's say that I wanted a quarterback. If you go back to the scouting reports, the very highest one we have is Tony Dorsett, running back, and we have a tackle, free safeties, defensive tackles, etc. And we don't see a quarterback until Steve DeBerg. This was based off of the 1978 draft class, and there wasn't really a huge amount of quarterbacks in there. So Steve DeBerg is probably the best one. I would not go with him as a top 10 pick, but he was definitely a first round pick. And he actually in the league is doing quite well. But from this perspective, if I was desperate and I really needed to have a quarterback, then what I could do is I can put my weights up here to maybe 20 because I'm really desperate for that. And maybe I don't need any offensive linemen because I'm totally set with that. So I might do minus 20 on each of these to push those down the stack. Once you do that, you simply go through, sort by it. Again, you want to do Z to A because that's going to do it backwards. It sorts it, and now at the top you'll see that you have a top-rated quarterback. You'll also see later on that you have a few other quarterbacks that are available. And if I just wanted to look at the quarterback class, I can also filter by values or clear this out and do just find the quarterback and show the quarterbacks. In this way I can kind of see who's on the top. But I want to see all of them and where they rate. So maybe that if DeBerg is gone at this point, maybe he has been drafted. So I'm going to click here that he's been drafted. So at this point, he's been drafted. If I go down in his first round, I could reach for the next quarterback that's up there, even though I have it on there. But it might be better for me to go ahead and look at some of these other positions that are out there because you have a couple of top tens, and a Tony Dorsett is definitely going to be bring a lot more value to your team than going and reaching out for the next level quarterback. So I hope this helps you. If you have any questions, please join our Discord server or make some comments, and I'll be happy to answer them. And I hope you all have a great day.